recording. So I am, waking up in the morning, having my coffee, and watching videos on YouTube and having fun. And I'm gonna talk about making a sphere that flies. And I'm gonna clean this one. It's got hemp seed oil all over it. Hang on. Okay, so I use a different one. These are little diamonds, just playing with them. But a sphere that has curved sides. There's a thing in aircraft design, and a guy named Coander, an Italian guy, I think, um, invented or figured out that when like air moving over a wing, when it moves along a curve, if the air is going this way, just that way, it's going to go follow that curve just simply because there's a low pressure. It develops a low pressure system along the curve. Okay, so when it gets around the corner here, it's going to just kind of keep going, and what happens is that low pressure on top develops a higher pressure underneath. Okay, so if I have it coming right straight out of the top of my sphere, it's probably not going to be a diamond, but I mean, it might one day. Um, if I have it coming right straight out of the sphere, if I put a little cup on top of it, the air coming straight up out of my sphere hits a little cup and then goes around the sphere all the way around, all the way around. Hmm? And what I'm thinking about doing is making a little like gimbal thing that would just move the blower part underneath of the cup a little forward, a little backward. You go that way to go forward, and that way to go backward, and side to side, all the way around, just like a joystick would do, and it will be attached to a joystick. But the craft itself is going to be stable, just staying still, bum, 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 down the road, and. I was thinking about golf balls, right? Golf balls have dimples so that they can fly further. But what that does is it breaks up the low pressure system developed by air trying to pass. So as it's going along, if I've got a low pressure system going like this, it's going to go behind it, and there's going to be create a higher pressure in front. And so it slows the golf ball down. What I want is a really smooth sphere, like a ball, and see, like baseballs and footballs, they use that same thing with the stitching on the ball, and we throw them so that they rotate, right, and that gives them stability. Um, and so what I'm doing is going to hang it from this thing off of the top, basically, and it's going to have the heaviest part in the bottom, where the little motor is, and air compressor, right? And then I'm going to use like a bamboo pipe going from bottom to top with the exit port there to control the airflow and the air supply. And it'll be a tank that holds pressure. Um, with my bioplastic around the outside of it so it doesn't pop, right? And I've got another process that will make the bamboo a plastic, and it won't be brittle anymore. Um, and that way I can have a high pressure storage tank that doesn't weigh 10,000 pounds. Um, it's going to be basically like a soap bubble. Because the outside's just going to be thin, clear plastic so you can see out. I like windows. And I like to see where I'm landing too. And it'll have, when you're landing, it'll have a skirt that'll come down all the way around so that you can just sit down and not tip over. And there'll be, seats inside hanging off of that same center post. And right now I'm just working with a 2-meter sphere. I bought one of those spheres that you walk on water with, right? Everybody knew I was going to start walking on water pretty soon. Well, that's it. I got a cheap, man. with a plastic ball. Anyway, it's going to be a family car. I don't want cars that fly to fall out of the air. So there's some other things I can do with AUPT. And the entire sphere is going to be made out of AUPT plastic. And all of my motor stuff is going to be made out of AUPT plastic or something like that. That will have AUPT in it. And then I'm going to put a coil in in that center sphere, around that center sphere, with a separation to give me a top and a bottom coil, and then coils around the outside, probably in these right here, bum, 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 all the way around on the top and up here. And I can do as many as I need to make it work. And the same sort of thing down here, and then you can switch the coil strength individually on these hexagonal type arrangements. This is a geodesic, right? And it's triangles, just triangles. So they're very easy to put in around the sphere. They just exactly fit if you get the right size triangles. And so those are going to, if it starts to fall, AUPT creates a diamagnetic force to an applied magnetic field. Okay, so we're falling towards the Earth, which has a magnetic field, and the Earth itself develops an opposing force because the Earth is made out of AUPT. And we've been told that it was silicon dioxide and feldspar. Well, it's not. It's mostly AUPT, or some form thereof, like aluminum oxide with AUPT in the interstitial sites, and they all participate in that diamagnetic force for something falling towards it. Conversely, if I have a monopole exterior by making my magnets face each other inside, I'll have poles on both sides that are the same. And I separate them with steel. Steel blocks a magnetic field, whereas like diamond or aluminum or plastic will pass a magnetic field. Okay, and when you want to fly, you don't want to force things like too much. You can just let that push you off all by itself. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have this part to make sure that I can get up off the ground. But I think once I'm off the ground, that might just work. I don't know. I'm gonna build some models, and we will find out. We will find out. So I am just about getting out of bed here today. So excuse me. I think I'm gonna go jump in the shower.